So I need some help with this Pokemon. Today we are doing a moveset video for a Pokemon called Altaria. Altaria, you usually in Diamond and Pearl was able to get a Swablu after you beat the Elite Four, but it was mainly there for the competitive scene. Swablu and Diamond and Pearl was a UU Pokemon. Since then, it's kind of dropped off, gotten to like a never use state, and I think currently right now it's kind of one of those Pokemon that's considered like untiered. No one's using this Pokemon. It doesn't really have a usage, and I want to bring this Pokemon back so badly. Plus, my wife Alex, you guys know her, suggested for me to make this video. She's like, hey, I want you to go over Altaria. I was like, why? Is there anything in particular that you want Altaria to be able to do and stuff? And you look at Altaria, it looks terrible on stats. The reason she wants me to use Altaria is because it's kind of like a cute little dragon that no one ever uses. Let's see why no one ever uses it, and maybe we can see something that we can learn from Altaria to take over to Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl and actually be able to use this Pokemon in VGC. Side note, this Pokemon did get a Mega Evolution. We're not going over the Mega Evolution in this video because most likely Mega Evolutions will not be in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. If any mechanic's going to be in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, I have a feeling it's going to be Dynamax, which this Pokemon could definitely benefit in a Dynamax format. Just saying. But I'm expecting it to play like Diamond and Pearl. You know, I'm not really expecting Dynamax, but if Dynamax comes, I think these movesets will help it out. Let's look at its stats before we go into movesets. He's got 75 HP. It's not good. 70 attack, 70 special attack too. So it could be, you can run a mix set if you really want to. Is it recommended? They're not that great. 90 defense and 105 special defense. So the defenses aren't bad. So you're thinking, can it be a tank? Maybe. It might be able to be a tank. It may not. It's got decent speed as well, as 80 speed isn't too bad. Especially in Diamond and Pearl era. When base 100 was considered good, there's a lot of things that was below 100. You know, like Altaria being a prime example of that. And it was still able to outspeed some of the metagame. Now, those faster Pokemon that threaten Altaria, like Garchomp, is definitely going to give Altaria a problem. You got Scarfmons and everything, too, that can give Altaria a problem. You always heard a thing called Scarfchomp? Well, that thing is in OU. And that would definitely one-shot our Altaria. But anyway, nonetheless, we'll look into Altaria and see if we can at least make it usable. And if you guys have any suggestions on how to make it any better, let me know in the comments down below. But these are Smogon sets. You could go on Smogon.com right now and basically get these exact same sets that I got here right now. So these are out there in the world. They've been out since Diamond and Pearl. So let's go ahead and look at them. Alright, so this first Altaria is rocking out with Life Orb. It's got the natural cure ability. You could honestly use Cloud9 if your team necessarily needs Cloud9 versus natural cure, but all these Altarias, we got natural cure, but you can easily switch that out. No problem. I don't think it would affect too much. But let's go ahead and read what natural cure does. So basically, this Pokemon has a non-volatile status condition cured when it switches out. So basically, if Altaria goes to sleep because Venusaur goes for sleep powder, or if a Pokemon goes for Spore, Toxic, whatever, as soon as you switch Altaria out, that status is gone and he's going to be wide awake again. That's a good ability. That's not bad at all. Now, most people like that ability on a sweeper Pokemon. You know, you always look at, I think Starmie has always been kind of that go-to natural cure user that everyone uses. And that's He's in the OU for a reason. He's been OU since like Gen 1. Okay? So, definitely a good Pokemon, Starmie. And if you're going to try and compare Altaria to Starmie, good luck. Because Altaria is definitely not a Starmie. But yeah, we'll still look at it. Dragon Dance, Outrage, Earthquake, and Roost will be this first set. This is supposed to be just hit as hard as possible. I usually say don't pay too much attention to the EV spreads, but this would be a generic EV spread. 252 in attack, 252 in speed, and you're just trying to hit everything as hard as you can. Interesting to note, though, that we do not have a flying stab. We took that off for Earthquake, which is mainly there to hit. It's mainly there to hit those steel types that happen to be in UU. There's not too many things that flying can hit really hard in UU, and this is what it's basically going off of, the UU metagame of Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. So Earthquake is on it. Metagames have changed in the past, and if you wanted to start off with a flying attack versus a ground attack, you're more than welcome to. Metagames do change. But yeah, Altaria was one of those slick picks that actually got Earthquake. So you go for a Dragon Dance or two, and then you try and KO everything with Earthquake or Outrage. Sounds pretty good to me. You got that Life Orb to give you boost. You got Roost to sustain your health, and you try and put big dents on everything. Did it work out? Maybe it did a little bit. That's why it got 2 UU. I mean, that was underused. That's not too bad. That's a tier literally below OU, so it's not bad. It's not really bad at all. Next set. This one is definitely a more supportive Altaria. Leftovers. You also see the difference. You got Heal Bell. Let's go over Heal Bell real fast. Cures the user's party of all status conditions. So not only does this Pokemon have natural cure, let's say Breloom's put your Pokemon asleep and then you got another one poisoned. Let's say your opponent actually laid up toxic spikes or something, Well, you can go for Heal Bell. I would recommend trying to get those toxic spikes off the field, but you do have Heal Bell as an option to cure all your Pokemon. So you do have that. Roost to kind of keep you alive. And then when you find the opportunity, set up a Dragon Dance or two and then go in with your Dragon Claws and try and get some KOs. That's basically what that's for. Really and truthfully, if you can get rid of the steel types, you can probably hit a lot of things really hard with that Dragon Claw. Not saying that you're going to get big KOs, but hey, if you can dent something for your teammate to revenge kill, that's not too bad. Plus, you're a support mon. You're playing a support row anyway with that Heal Bell, so that's not too bad. That's a good set. Some notable moves though. While we're down here, while I'm looking down here, you got Agility, got Cotton Guard, Body Slams here, Defog. Wouldn't be too bad. It clears the terrain, it clears the hazards, and it gives your opponent a -1 on their evasion. That might be something worth looking into. Double Edge, Draco Meteor, Dragon Postal, Wing Beat. What was interesting in some of these sets I was looking at, a lot of them wanted to run Fire Blast like over the Heal Bell. And I was like, that's odd, But it does make sense because of the steel Pokemon that happened to be in the metagame back in the day. You had a lot of steel types that just kind of hanged out in UU. Earthquake would also kind of take that Heal Bell spot. As you've seen in the first sets, we had Earthquake. So yeah, we have all those options. We got Haze. Eliminates all stat changes. Another setup attack with the Home Claws. Hurricane, Ice Beam, Moonblast, Perish Song. So, I mean, you definitely got some really good attacks. And then for VGC, you got Tailwind right here. So, I mean, Tailwind, and I see Roar too as a pretty good VGC mod. So, yes, Altaria has gotten a lot of good tools, a lot of tools that I would consider somewhat support your team with. These next Altarias, I've looked at them. They're a lot more offensive. That's why I wanted to go ahead and showcase some of the support attacks that Altaria does get. In case if you guys ever want to kind of go into with the Altaria, you want to know what the best thing is for your team. Do you want a support Altaria? Do you want an offensive Altaria? I want to give you both options. Alright, this one. Okay, so this is another defensive Altaria. I'm pretty sure the next they're pretty offensive for the most part. But this one's a Parasong Altaria, something that you can look at. Leftovers, Natural Cure, Dragon Call, Roost, Heal Bell, and Parasong. So if you can get this to where you're in a situation where, hey, in 3 turns we're going to win because you're down to your last Pokemon. We got at least 2 or more. We go pop out that Parasong real quick, and now you have to beat us in 3 turns. That would be kind of hard against a bulky Altaria, but you gotta get into that situation. So basically what happens though is, in your mind you're like, oh, I got this Altaria. Once my opponent's down to their last Pokemon, I'll send it out. The only problem is with that mind concept is you are basically going into a 6v6 or a 3v2 or whatever with 5 Pokemon against their 6 or 2 Pokemon against their 3. So you're already at a disadvantage because of this set. I don't necessarily like this set because that mentality, unless you use this kind of like a mid-game to force some switches. Even then, I'm not a big fan of Parasong to force switches because I just it don't normally work out the way you want it to work out. Your opponent still has way too much control, and then you have to play a little bit of reactive. I like to play as a bully. I want to force things on my opponent, make my opponent do certain things that I know that they're about to do, and I'm going to take care of it. Altaria is not doing that for me. So this would be an Altaria I would say no to, but depending on your play style, you may actually like this one. I don't know. This is definitely a reactive Altaria as well, but it's not a bad one. This one's actually not too bad. You got that Choice Band. You got that Outrage, Earthquake, Sleep Talk, and Rest. I love Sleep Talk on Choice Band Pokemon. Back in the day, I ran a Sleep Talk Heracross. It had free attacks and then had Sleep Talk. Didn't really have another move for it. But what I love about that is, back in the day, we were in a battle against a Darkrai. I know, fair, right? But Darkrai puts me to sleep, that's fine. I went for Sleep Talk. And with my guts boosted close combat, I was able to one-shot their Darkrai. And that was so satisfying. You know what I'm saying, though? I don't even remember if I went for close combat or if it was Mega Horn. But I know I had... And then I had Stone Edge, so... There's my whole Heracross set. I love that set, too. Got so many sweeps with it. This Altaria kind of gives me the same vibes. And I don't necessarily know if this would necessarily work the same as my Heracross. I like Rest, but I think I would take that off for Roost. And then you just let your opponent put you asleep. And then you go for Sleep Talk. You punish your opponents. Sleep Talk's attack, I wouldn't want to be using every game. Don't necessarily fully rely on it, but hey, you have that as a secret tech. And to me, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll give this one a check mark. This Altaria, it's not too bad. But it needs to be improved. And this is Diamond and Pearl moveset. So obviously these things do need to be improved a little bit. This Altaria right here, it's an offensive one as well. Outrage, Dragon Dance, Rest, and Sleep Talk. Basically, I mean, this is lacking a lot of it's lacking attacks, and then you're really not accomplishing anything for going for Dragon Dance Outrage. Then you got 2 attacks that kind of do nothing for you, like Rest, full HP. You could change that out for Roost. Definitely, you could change that out for Roost. And then Sleep Talk. You're going to Sleep Talk, and most likely you're going to get Roost or Dragon Dance. Again, I don't necessarily like this set. I think this one needs to be worked on as well. Because I like the idea of adding Defog here. Something like that, that's definitely going to be better for your team, right? A Defog. I don't know. I like that, though. I like Defog there. And then right here's our choice specs, Altaria. And something I didn't realize, Altaria gets Moonblast. Like I said, take that Rest off, add that Moonblast. Look at that. Now you got some good damage. Now, where are you going to hit with Moonblast that you're not going to be able to hit with Draco Meteor? You don't want to fire off Draco Meteor every turn because it's going to start lowering your attack, special attack. Go for that Moonblast against some of those dragons, and boom, you get those same KOs. And then you can just stay in on the field because your special attack's not going to get dropped. Because trust me, -1 special attack on this 70 special attack base Pokemon, you're going to hit like nothing. You're just hitting like nothing at all. So keep all these things in mind. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on Altaria, because I want to bring this Pokemon back, if anything, as a niche, as a weird, I don't know, pick, build a team around it, bring it back, and see what we can do with Altaria. But anyway, if you did enjoy this kind of video, leave a like, comment down below. But this is Wi-Fi Merriman signing out. Peace.